Head coverings. All sisters pray with their heads covered fully. And we face the east towards Jerusalem, where our temple was and where our temple in Mashiach shall return. Abba Father, Yahweh Elohim, the Allah of Abraham, Yashak, and Yaakov. Covenant Father, Elohim of Yasharal, we come before you today on your holy Shabbat, your Sabbathon, your Shabbat, during your week of Pesach, unleavened bread, matzah, and this fourth day, getting ready to go into the fifth day, we give you all the glory, we give you all the thanks, once again for your Passover lamb that you provided for us, so that your death could pass over us, And as we try to work through this week to be sinless, we acknowledge that during this time period, our Savior, your Savior, word of Yah, the Son of the Most High, laid sinless in the ground, with his first day resting on your holy Shabbat, on your Sabbathon of Hag Matzah, day 1, So today, later today, as we go to begin the fifth day, we will have the resurrection of the Mashiach, where he was seen, So we acknowledge these things as a memorial, as the prophetic timeline, with Yahweh Shai fulfilling these feast days, So we come together during this season, and we ask humbly, please, please help us continue to purge these sins out this week, purge this leaven out. And allow us to have a merciful heart to one another, for it's not a pretty sight when one is cleaning up, There's a lot of things that's going to be placed all over the place, and it can look in chaos, But you understand our purpose and our intent, is to remove those things that offend, not only for this week, but moving forward, So we ask humbly that you be merciful to us, that you accept our offering of self, Even though we be flawed, that we be made perfect through our head, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, for he is perfect. And as the body, he is covering us and making us clean, So we make this sacrifice to you on your Shabbat, And we ask that you provide us the spirit of understanding, wisdom, and knowledge, so we can rightly divide these scriptures, and pass this information out to our brothers and sisters in the dark that are seeking your light to come together as a nation, These things we thank and pray through your holy, humble, anointed Son, Yahweh Shai, in which all praise, majesty, might, and dominion resides forever. Amen. Right, Shabbat Shalom. My name is Yadon Yasharal, and I'm with my brother Cassette Yasharal.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
And we are Savior Word of Yah, Tabernacles of the Congregation of Yisrael. And our Shabbat study today is entitled The Pascha of Christ, the Pascha of Christ. And that word Pascha, or Pascha, however they pronounce that, was the Greek word that they used for Easter and Passover. So I assume that's where they got the Passion of Christ. It kind of sounds the same. But today, as we opened up in the prayer, we're in the fourth day of unleavened bread, getting ready to go into the fifth. So that'll be Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. So we're in the fourth day, getting ready to go into the fifth day tonight. Which means Yahweh Shai would have been 3 days in getting ready to fulfill, he did 3 nights and he's getting ready to fulfill that third day, resurrecting in the first day of the week, being seen early in the morning. So we're going to take a look at that timeline so that we can look at the facts, because they break it down a specific way with different stories showing you when events happen. And they gave you all this detail for a reason, because it's all following the timeline of the holy days. This is how Yahweh Shai knew, oh, it's not my time. Oh, my time has come. This is why he fought with Kepha, when Kepha tried to fight back, like, wait a minute, you can't fight this. My time has come. Because he has to fulfill things according to these holy days. So let's open up first. We're going to open up in Matthew chapter 26. And we're going to look at Yahushua keeping the Passover. And what we want to see is that there's two timelines going on. Yahushua is keeping Passover, but then the Jews, or the non-believing Jews, were also keeping Passover as well. But on a different timeline. Very close, but different. And as we read the scriptures, we can see clearly that they're using a different calendar system. Matthew chapter 26, and we're going to read 1 through 35. And then we're going to continue further.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 1. And it came to pass, when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, You know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be impaled.
All right, so he knew when he was going to be impaled. He told you right there, in 2 days is Pesach, and I'm going to be tortured. I'm going to be impaled. So he already knew, according to the timeline, when things were happening. So at this point, he's saying 2 days from whatever this day is going to be Pesach. All right, so keep that in mind. Continue.
Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, and in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it upon his head, as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble you this woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For you have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this good news shall be preached in this whole world, there shall also this, that this woman has done, be told for a memorial of her.
And this is being fulfilled today. Just me and my brother yesterday was talking about the same thing. Talking about the same story about how this woman made this sacrifice. And just giving you an idea, these are the disciples walking with him. So this is his taught ones. And look at their attitude. Oh, we could have sold this to the poor. So when people kind of get puffed up a little bit, when you try to do a good deed, sometimes people will feel like if they not associated with the good deed because they're a higher level, so-called level of fellowship with the leader or whatever the case may be, they get jealous and start saying, well, we could have did better than that. We could have did this and this. Instead of saying, praise y'all, what this woman has done. So even the disciples have to watch that pride and that puffed upness and all. And this is all going on during the week of unleavened bread. Because it's 2 weeks to Passover. So unleavened bread is getting ready to come. Tomshi?
Then one of the 12, in verse 14, called Yehudas Iscariot, went into the chief priests, and said unto them, What will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, Where will you that we prepare for you to eat the Passover?
All right, so now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread. So this first day of the feast of unleavened bread would be Pesach. Would be when you're going to physically eat the Passover. Right? So it said, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Yahshua saying, Where will you that we prepare to eat the Passover? So this is the preparation part that he's keeping. But it says in 2 days is Passover on the Jewish calendar. So if he's getting ready to prepare to take the Passover, it should match the same timeline as the Jewish people. But we're gonna, as we read, we're gonna see it's not matching. It's impossible. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master says, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover.
All right, so they made ready the Passover. So this is the preparation day. They're preparing they're doing the work, because the work is supposed to be done on the preparation day, which is the 14th of Abib. Go ahead.
Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12.
All right, so now even was come, so night has now come. Now it's the time, because you're supposed to do it between evens. So it's the 14th, and it's even getting ready to turn into the 15th. Now he's sitting down to eat. That's why they say when even was come. So in 2 days is Passover. Go ahead.
And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Master, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dips his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goes as it is written of him, but woe unto him that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Yehudas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He answered unto him, You have said. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat. This is my body.
All right, so nowhere in here is it mentioning him eating lamb. All I see here is bread. And he said, This is my body. He didn't take the lamb and say, here's this lamb. This is my body. So this is significant, because originally it was the physical Passover lamb, and that represented the sacrifice. But now Yahushua is representing the sacrifice, and he's saying there's no need for the animal sacrifice no more. This bread is sufficient, because bread represents the word. And he said, Take, eat, this is my body. So the word, the bread, that's his body, this unleavened bread.
Verse 27. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink you all of it. For this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Yahushua unto them, All you shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you unto Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of you, yet will I never be offended.
And Kepha, he was a very devout man. But at the end of the day, he's a regular man. This is why I said in